Hello everyone, George here, and we're back again, again with the Fox model. And let's see if we can't extend this thing off to the other side. Now, as I've been looking at this thing, more and more, I really kind of want to divide it into two halves. I like the look of the latest versions of FNAF, the ones, the sister site, where the heads kind of move and separate into individual elements from their normal areas. I kind of want to not reproduce it, but, you know, go on with a similar feel with what I'm doing right now. So that being said, I think I'm going to now set this thing up to do something very similar. So to do that, I'm going to need to mess around with some verts, move some things around, just continuing off from the last video, moving these down and in. So let's just keep doing that, and yeah, why not? So that goes in. I'm going to assume that I didn't space these incorrectly, so by doing a movement in that direction, everything should be relatively fine. And all I'm trying to do is thin things down a bit, especially since it is Foxy. It's not, you know, the wide set pug character I created before. I'm expecting things to be a little bit more sleek and narrow and light. Okay, let's go to 2 mode. Alright, so now let's start bridging these elements and making them actually work. I'm going to go to 1 key to go to the wow. Ugh. There's some ugliness going on here. We're going to need to be careful when we do this. So let's bridge the elements we know that are actually going to work. God, do you see that right there? See how horrible that looks? Sometimes that's what happens when you manipulate things within the sub... Oh, wow. Okay. I at least need to kind of fix some of this horribleness. Alright, continuing to tweak. It's alright. And you, sir, maybe right-click verts. Camera cords, let's just try to... Let's think about topology here. And how these things move. Okay, we're obviously going to have to fix a lot of things with the seams, but we're not there yet, because now that I'm going to be duplicating this thing across the world coordinate axis, I can get away with bullshit. I can get away with some stuff. So we'll bridge those elements there. I'm going to hit 3 now to take a look at what that smooth version looks like. And we got everything except for that front area, so going back to 1 and attempting to make some sort of, I don't know, trying to understand what the heck is actually going on. And really, this is on the inside of the model, so it's probably better for me to just manipulate these verts in a way that looks good for me than for the player. Right-click edge mode, grab both, let's do a bridge, and that's that guy right there. We're going to have some issues with this nose bridge, though, I can already tell, because we've got a triangle going on there. And the only way to make that a quad is to connect that over there, which is kind of nasty. What we can do, though, is let's triangle that out. Let's go to, let's see, mesh tools, append to poly, and put them together. That's in an area no one's going to see, so it doesn't matter as much. Coming around here, we got this nasty break in the quad right there, and I'm almost thinking we need a subdivision right there. I'm going to do that. We'll have to come back and see ultimately what that did to the sub D surface. By having another element there, it's going to reduce the softness and the graduality. Graduality is not a word. It's going to remove the softness between the much further spaced apart vertex elements, so we got to worry about that. That can become a quad, I think. So let's do that. A little nasty, a little bit nasty. But let's just go with it for now and make this work. Grab both ends and merge them together. I'm going to try to save myself a little bit of trouble by grabbing all these vertices here. Now normally you go to the retain component spacing, turn that off, and then do this, but for some reason I've just noticed that Maya keeps effing this stuff up. So I'm going to just scale it all together until it becomes basically on the same plane, and then work with it. Let's hit 3 key and see what we have. Well, that's a nice little head, don't we? We're going to have to push that in, obviously, when we do the duplication off to the other side. But I think I'm going to like this. We might even want to put like another detail in, like a divot in right here where we cut into it to give it another eyebrow. You know what? I'm feeling interesting. Why don't we just do that? Okay. Go back to one mode. Right in here, we're going to do the divot. So let's, so we're going to delete these elements, and I'm going to wing it. We're going to grab, did that actually grab that edge loop? Oh, wow, it did. Good job, Maya. Shift, right click, extrude. And we're going to bring these out closer. Obviously, this is wrong from the topology I had before, but not so much so that I can't tweak it into the right places. And ultimately, tools are meant to speed you up. So don't worry about them screwing things up. So long as you can recover, that's all that really matters. And you need to come back down too. There we are. So let's, I don't even know, what is this going to look like? Okay, so obviously that's looking kind of bad right there, but let's start combining edge loops and moving things around. So we got that one and that one. We don't have an inner edge loop there, which is kind of a problem. But let's start bridging the ones we can actually work with, which means this guy, G, and that becomes that, and we can do this one and that one there, and save that off. And now we need to try to combine these elements here. Easiest way to do that is probably just to move this bit out. An interesting thing is, sometimes by doing stuff like this, by messing around, you end up fixing things, or at least coming up with better ways of fixing things than were there before. Alright, now that we've done that, let's merge these and see what happens. So I'm hitting the G key just to repeat the same command, and I'm going to hit a 3 key, and we can see a very dramatic crease, which is way more than I was anticipating it to be. Let's go to 2 mode and start manipulating things to get this to work out for me. I don't want the gap right here at the top to be so dramatic. I want that to be far lessened. I don't want the user to think that there's a giant cranium under this thing. It's supposed to be a plastic sheath or shell that's going over this animatronic. So we're going to thin that out a bit. See how that part's a little bit thinner? But I even want it to be even more thin. And I kind of want it to be a little bit more evil, really. Or not just evil, but something. So let's grab both these elements. I might be going crazy at this point, but I'm going on, what is it, symmetry? Symmetry, is that what it is? Yeah, sure. And that we've got these other creases going on, so having this other crease might not be a bad idea. And given that it kind of comes down into this divoted area, makes me think it's going to be even more meaner than before. And I feel like I need some roundness. A little bit. Maybe this part needs to come up a bit to round it out. I'm going to do that everywhere. Yeah. There we are. That's better. A little bit. I almost want this to extend another element in, so I have a, you know what, I can get more control. Let's go to 1, shift right click, and F8, shift right click, insert edge loop. Now that this is a separate element, I can control that edge loop however I want. Let's hit 3. I want this to be mean, I want this to be angry. So I'm going to kind of do this, pull that out and in, and then down. It's like, why would a person ever make a kid's toy that looks like this? Well, because it's part of a scary game. That's why. I know that shouldn't exist there, but I'm going with the segments. I think the segments are key to my particular design in making this work. And I might even add another one in here, I'm not sure. But we're definitely going to cap off these ones. I want a center line down these particular characters. So let's start doing that. and making some quads. So this to here is a bridge, and this to you is a bridge, and you to there is a bridge, and we got a triangle. And let's just go to Mesh Tools, Append, and fill that in. Once again, it's on the inside of the mouth, so I'm not terribly concerned with how it looks. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll come back over here and do the same thing there. So starting on the end of the mouth and grabbing these elements and bridging. That didn't work. Geez, that's a mess, isn't it? All right, move this away and out, I think. It's in the inside, so it shouldn't actually... No, it's not on the inside, but it's on the inside of the nose. So at this point, it's not going to cause any problems. I think I can bridge these two elements. So let's do that. That's the wrong one. So that one and that one. All right, so we need to bridge these elements. What do we have? We have 1, 2, that'll bridge, but then we have a break here, which will not bridge. We're probably going to need a triangle somewhere in here. And I'm going to put it right there at the cusp of the lip. So let's go to Mesh Tools, Append, and finish those two elements out. If it's going to let me... Why won't it? Alright, something really wrong is going on here. Right click, vertex mode, take a look. An equal number of border edges. Alright, let's try to repair this. Grab all the elements, shift right click, merge, and just merge them in general to make sure I don't have any extraneous stuff. Right click, go to face mode, and make sure I don't have any additional face problems. Now that I don't, I'm trying to wonder why this isn't letting me... There we go. I don't know what it was, but it's gone now. So let's start filling this thing in. That is technically a quad, and there's really no reason for that to go inwards, I don't think. So let's just fill... Well, that's not a quad. That is so not a quad. Never mind. That is a quad. That is not. So those are triangles. Let's figure out those triangles. Mesh Tools, Append to Poly. Grab, grab, enter. G key, grab, enter again. And let's just see what the heck happens when we do 3 on that. Actually not bad. I might need to tweak that inner surface a bit. In fact, we might need an edge loop going around the whole thing just to make sure that that's stable. So I think I'm going to do that right now. So let's do that. Here, and here, there. And this is probably going to cause underlying problems with portions of our mesh, but we'll get to that later on. I'm going to put that loop in there. Hit G key and continue on with this. I want to flatten this element out. All right, there, and there. Hit G again. I'm going to keep doing this. It's probably a mistake what I just did, but we'll deal with it later. Alright, so what happens? That's the real question. And that, of course, became much flatter, given the additional detail we're working with. Alright, I'm kind of liking it. Now, these things. So let's put 1 on each of these and fill them in. This might be a pain in the ass. Alright, you first, I guess. See that whole bottom segment where nothing happens? That's what I'm worried about. So let's right-click, grab edges. Let's try this first. That's a triangle now. You will be full. And now we just need to append poly on that portion. Save, grab you, edit mesh, mesh tools, append poly. Put you there. Hit 3 on that to see what we end up with. 3, save. And I'm fine with these being more rounded off. They are the parts of the fox that are supposed to be angry, so it makes more sense. Let's continue to bridge things and bridge and edit mesh. Mesh tools, append to poly. There we are. Continuing on, save, and going to this one now. Right click edge. Nope, wrong one. Right click edge and you bridge. You and you bridge. And then edit and append to poly. There we are. Alright, so let's put a 3 on that as well to get a sense of what that's going to look like. And I'm still not happy with that, so let's move it back and out a little bit away from the other one. Grab you. Maybe just the back? No. You. No, just you. And you, maybe. We're going to have to tweak that one, I think, because it's running right up to that nose. Alright. Going to the nose now, saving, coming here, and trying to merge this stuff. This is going to be interesting. So I'm thinking we got a definite top and bottom here, and we're going to put subdivisions between them. So let's do a bridge there and a bridge there for both of those. And now we're going to cut them up and try to make the front and the back work, or the front of the nose and the back. So shift right click, multi-cut tool, there, or not there. Maybe you're just going to ignore me. What are you doing? Okay, exit, right click verts, grab the, wow, okay. Maya, what are you doing? F8 the whole thing, right click vertex mode, shift right click, merge verts and merge verts again, just to make sure I don't have something weird going on. Whenever stuff goes wrong, I merge vertices first because it makes me feel like there's something just off with my mesh. And now I'm going to begin cutting from the inside out because I think that might have also been an issue. So let's grab these guys and just merge to center because nothing's terribly... nothing here is really all that... Oh, that didn't work. I grabbed the wrong thing. So let's try that again. Merge to center. There we are. Now we need to connect all of this nonsense to the back nonsense. So let's do that. Shift right click, cut, and we got a guy up there. We got one down here. So G key, let's cut you. I don't know. That's a mess right there, isn't it? And there's no need for that either. So why don't we get rid of it? So let's merge them down into a single point. So grab all three of those, make sure we don't have anything else grabbed. W key to make sure we're in the center, shift right click, verts, merge to center. And once again, it's behind everything, so it doesn't matter. Move them out a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and merge these two now that I have them, just to see if things are working out properly. That's a mix, oh boy. You know what, no it's not. Shift right click, multi-cut, we will make this a triangle right here. Pull it out and put it to the back. Not that it's terribly, you know, how does that change the, no, I actually like that more. Let's keep that. And actually, am I separating the nose into two, or am I going to... Let's separate the nose into two parts. It'll be weirder. Grabbing both, merge the verts. There we are, save. Now let's figure this part out. Multi-cut to you, click, yes, Q, grab, right click, verts, merge, verts, and that's good as well. And now we should have a single nose piece. Let's go to 3 mode. Make sure we don't have any errors here. But ultimately that's something that will be segmented down the center line of this object, which is exactly what we are looking for. Let's grab everything, hit the 1 key to get an idea of what's going on, come to the top, and now begin looking at our mesh and finding problem areas for when we mirror things. So here you can see all the problem areas. Let's just grab them and start moving them over. All right, grab all these, now that they're pretty close, scale them together, and X them to the center, and our center line looks good on that one. Continuing to look, we can see more and more problems with our center line right here, and obviously we will address this. Oh, there's continued problems with our center line. Okay, geez, X, 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 more X, come on. Keep snapping to that grid point. Oh, okay, let's just grab them all, scale them together, that'll be easier. Now W and X to the center point. That one looks good, and that one might need some adjustment. Nope, wrong one, not you, yes you, grab you, there. Scale them together and move them to the grid, and the nose as well. Once again, while this will be a segment, I want these to at first line up with what we're dealing with. What about that underlying jaw? I don't think I addressed that. Let's come back in really quick. Yeah, see that jaw? It's way jutted out. We're going to need to, and I almost want to soft select this because I think it's going to end up impacting everything else. So let's do a 0.3. Sure. And let's scale. No, we don't want to scale. Never mind. Let's turn off soft selection and scale them in first. Now turn on soft selection and move that in. All right, grab everything, hit 3 on the keyboard so we get an idea of what the soft version of this looks like. And I think it's time for us to start mirroring things over. Oh, wait, that's not, this still hasn't been resolved yet. All right, 1 key, and that's an easy one. Grab, oh, it's not an easy one. See those bits right there? That's going to cause a slight problem. Let's just grab you guys, bridge you, and then grab you and you. Yeah, it's going to be a slight problem because that other element there. See that one right there? That's going to cause some problems because of how I did the edge loop. So we really need an edge loop going along the center. So let's do shift right click, multi-click there and down to there. Grab both of these edge loops there, W to make sure it's just them, shift right click, merge, and merge to center. Now that I have that, I can connect these other pieces together a little bit easier, I think. So let's go to edge mode, turn off smooth select because it's not important, and bridge. And then grab these elements and also bridge. All right, better. Okay, so now that's closed off. And that's not even supposed to be, am I smoothing that? Yeah, I guess so, because that actually looks pretty good. All right, so we're smoothing that, but the teeth don't get smoothed. So let's turn that off and turn that nonsense off as well. We should probably grab all these teeth now, merge them together into a single group, and we've got some problems. Do we have problems? No, we don't. Just how I was looking at it. Let's merge these bottom teeth together. Shift right click and combine. Great. All right, so before we end this video, why don't we start, ooh, what's that? Is that something wrong? Well, let's start mirroring things over in world coordinates. So we want to do you. Let's grab these elements first. This is going to be a world coordinate type thing, I believe. I'm going to move everything to make sure that the mirror point is X and V, or X, D and V in the center there. And I want to do a mesh mirror world, and in the X direction but positive, yes. Oh wait, hold on. Jeez, that looks horrible. Okay, whoops. Let's go back in time a tiny bit. All right, we don't have combining. Let's hit apply. Let's just grab these elements and see if they fix themselves. Otherwise, we're going to have to tweak some stuff. And they don't. They intertwine, so we got to fix that stuff. So let's just grab everything off the center line and move it in. So grab vertex. Everything now needs to be, what, a 1 key? Is that what we need? So 1 for all of you, and you, and you. All you need to be 1, and you, and you, and you, and not you, but you. I will deal with you later. 1 key, all that stuff. I'm going to grab it, vertex mode. We're going to grab everything. Come on, all of you need to be vertex mode, not just one of you. Yes, we can component mode everyone. Thank you, Maya. Grab everything on that seam. Oh wow, that's not good. Not you, we don't want you. We want to center line this guy and move him to make sure it's right there. And now I'm going to push it in because I want that gap. Let's see what happens now. Try it with just a top piece, hit apply, hit 3 for both. That is a bigger seam than I expected. All right, let's go back in time a little bit. Come back here, and I guess the seam needs to be ever so slight. That's what we're really after, something like that. Now let's give this a go. Save, mirror, and grab both elements, hit 3. Still a gap, but we'll tweak them manually. I'm fine with it. Apply, and apply, apply. Grab them all, hit 3. Grabbing these guys, hit 1 because we want them to be coarse. We don't want them to be subdivisioned. And let's do these two. Let's do all this right now, right? Let's do them, apply. 3 on them, save. And there we go. So that's the beginning. Why don't we finish off the teeth as well, right? And the gums and the bottom, hit apply. And the gums need to be subdivisioned. And I'm wondering, maybe we should unite them and keep the face separate. I think we're going to do that. I think that is exactly what we're going to do for this. So grab both of these elements, grab these ones as well. If I hit 3 on them, they still stay together. And of course we need this stuff. So let's do mirror and grab you and hit 3. Great. And do the same thing for that. G key and 3 it as well. And yeah, I'm actually really enjoying, oh, U2, GU, and 3U. I'm enjoying what this looks like. I think it looks pretty scary. It's got most of the elements. Oh, you're missing. So it's GU over as well, and 3U, not 4, 3, 6, there we are. I think that's a pretty good Foxy approximation, given what I'm trying to go for. I like it. I think I'm going to have the entire face open up sideways when it finally fights you, and we'll have the animatronic endoskeleton. Right. Whatever's internal will be there, and we'll be getting to that shortly. I'm not sure what we're going to do in the next video. We'll take a quick break. We might either dive back into Unity, or we might continue with this model. Either way, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. So long, bye.